All right, let's talk about Skyline permissions, right? When you first deployed your Skyline collector, and then you want it to talk to, say, your vSphere environment, your NSX environment, VROPs, you name it, every single component that you want to talk to, you need to have either a default permission that's there already, or you have to actually do a customized one, all right? For our sake, let's talk about vSphere. Here are the permissions that Skyline needs. So this you need to create into a role, and then you need to tie an account to that, right? In order to do that, what you have to do is you have to follow these steps. Okay? Now, let me give you a heads up. Recently, there's been an update where you also need a storage view. In the past, it was just mostly these. This has since been added, so take a look at your roles. You may need to update your roles to match, all right? So let's take a quick look. If you were to go to your vSphere environment, this happens to be my vCenter, you would then have to either copy off a read-only role and then add the additional permissions, or you create a brand new one and add the roles in that way. Let me show you an easier way, okay? So if you haven't already downloaded and installed the Skyline Automation Toolkit, please check the videos prior to this to know how to do that. But once you do, here's what you can do. If you run Skyline Helper, you're going to see this vCenter argument, okay? So let's say, for example, you've already deployed Skyline, you've already deployed Collector, you've already set the permissions. You can always run this. So what you see here is Skyline, check role, the server that I want to talk to, and the account that I want to do. For this one, as you can see, there is no Skyline role. Likewise, if you take a look here, there's none here, all right? So if you have never done this, you can actually use the Skyline Automation Toolkit to create your role. If you have, and you name it something other than Skyline, could be Skyline Ops, could be Skyline App, you name it, you could actually run to check to make sure you have all the right permissions, right? If you have a connection issue where it does not have enough privilege, that's what you want to do. So since I don't have it, let's create it, shall we? So here, let's do this. Instead of check, let's do a create. All right, so you won't see it here. You go to general permissions, you go back, and sure enough, there it is. If you notice, right, there's no description, there's no usage, no one's using it right now because we just built it. And then if you take a look at the permissions, you'll see here it is. Now, earlier on, as you recall, there's also that piece. My code does not have that yet, so what I'll do is I will build it into the next release. Okay, just to show you how interactive and how fast we can actually move this application. Okay, so now we've got the role, right? So let's say, for example, we clear this out. We check again. Let's imagine this is months down the road, and you just want to check to see if you still have the roles, if the roles are there. It hits it earlier on, if you recall, it errored out saying Skyline exists. Here it tells you, oh, by the way, Skyline does exist, and here are the permissions, right? So now what we can also do is, let's do this. We can actually add to the role. There you have it. So now you notice, for example, let's go there, let's go back here. You notice that usage on this particular vCenter SSHD, and it could be your account, by the way, that has the access. That access now has all the permissions, okay? Now you just tie it to the environment and voila, it can see everything.